Hello friends, let's learn complex scripting scenarios unit 4 to our course. So in this we will see different scripting scenarios for different components what we can use in the design studio. So first is creating generic applications. So generic application is the type of applications where users can create their own applications by using different options. So in this we'll have backend connection object and data source browser. So these are the two components which we can enable the users to select. So what is backend connection object? So this is one of the connection in Design Studio technical components which we can add. So this connection component enables the application users to select a generic data source at runtime. Means whenever the user runs an application, he or she will have the option to select the data source. Instead of means while designing application, we set a data source at run means at design time. Means we select data source, we will add some columns into it, and then we display it in the either Crosstab or on charts. So instead of that, means we can enable the users to select. We will give them option means out of these three or four data sources, you can select one of them when they run it. So data source browser is one of the properties which we can configure with this data backend connection objects. So it has this option. So like roles we can specify, and this is the script we can write for that connection object. So connection underscore one dot show data source browser is one of the function which will have title, then data source, this is title, then we can specify width, height, and default tab will be the roles tab, which will be hidden tab will be this folders workspace search tab. So what are the so these four properties which we can set in this data source browser. So whenever the user runs, he will get this option to select this option, this data source browsers. Okay, coming to handling selections in Crosstab and Scorecard. So how we can handle the selections of the data in the Crosstab and Scorecard. So Crosstab and Scorecard are most important components in the Design Studio applications while we develop the analysis applications. So we must understand how we can select the data from this Crosstab and how we can utilize that. So selections is Crosstab. So Crosstab will have this one of the API Crosstab.get selection, one of the function which enables to fetch the selection in a Crosstab. So there may be many rows which we wanted to select. So that way we can use this get selection function. So the return value will be of data type result set data selection by a string. So complete result set, like suppose there are 10 columns we wanted to, so that will completely fetched with the result set selection by string. As the crosstab is used for multi-dimensional analysis, the selection is a multi-dimensional object. So in the properties of the crosstab, we need to select the selection type as multi. So because and if you select none, then the selection script is not executed. So whatever the script we are writing, so it will not be executed with the, if we are selecting none. So we need to make it as multi. So if you see, this is one of the script written, is get selection is one function. So for that selection variable, we use the for loop where it will loop for each and every dimension and like key and values. So whatever, suppose we wanted to add one of the slash as a so that we can append in this data, and then we can log that string selection string whatever we are writing. So this way we can use this get selection function for Crosstab. So again coming to the selection in Scorecard. So Scorecard dot get selection which enables to fetch the selection in Crosstab. So the return value has the data type result set selection by string. So it's again the same type of function which is available for Crosstab. So we should enable the selection in scorecard, and the same way whatever we have written for the Crosstab, the same way we can apply. So whenever we add a selection type, means it will add just an extra row here uh, to get just selected a selection of these values. So there is one more function which will scorecard dot get selected column ID, which enables to read the column ID of the selected column. So the return value has the data type string. Okay, coming to the timer component, so which is more important means whenever we wanted to use time related concepts on the analysis application, maybe so for visualization purpose means we wanted to show the timer, or we can use this timer component. It is available in this component section of the design studio. So it has it can be used in different scenarios. Reloading a data source every 10 minutes. I mean, suppose we wanted to reload the data source every 10 minutes if the data is getting refreshed at backend from the some other sources, and we wanted to reload the data source, then we can use this display message for 50 seconds, and then hide it again, change a filter value after every 50 seconds. So these are the technical components which we can use: timer message, timer next here. So the properties are interval in millisecond on timer. So there are three functions which we can use in script: timer dot start, timer dot stop, and timer dot is running. We can check it is boolean true or false. So this is the script functions which we can use. Okay, so that's it from this complex scripting scenarios. What we will learn, we learn about creating generic applications, handling selections in Crosstab and Scorecard, and the timer component. So we will be seeing practically this in the next video. If you have any questions, then you can put in comment section. If you like my video, then please like it and subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you for watching.